We need to address these two other major figures of the text to have a proper understanding of the entirety of Job's life and circumstances. So, let's briefly cover the characteristics of Satan, the adversary. He's given more of a title, a nature, rather than a name itself. This is who he is, the opposition, accuser, even the Satan. Another puzzle to this text is the fact that Satan does not appear again in this book. It is a much left mystery and an odd facet to this already complex book. He doesn't appear in the conversation between Job's friends, nor does he appear in the conversation of the mysterious character Elihu, the other much left to be desired character who appears at the end of the book of Job, another character whom is yet another mystery which is added to the book of Job. Even during the conversation between God and Job, we don't see the appearance of Satan in the closing chapters of the book. Some scholars believe the allusion to Satan can be found through the description mentioned by God to Job about the Leviathan and the Behemoth, and behind these characters is the allusion to Satan himself. However, this cannot be confirmed as factual evidence. Job 1 verse 6 says, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them." We see that the location of this is unknown and perhaps somewhere in this universe, but what we can begin to see is Satan giving an account to God. We see another characteristic of Satan in verse 8, "And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil?" We see that Satan is a vagabond. He hasn't a home, a spiritual tramp, if you will. Now we are left with further clues to the character of Satan. Satan answers God in verse 9. "Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught?" The true character and nature of Satan is to accuse. Satan is known throughout Scripture as the accuser of the brethren, and this characteristic is evident even in a book as old as Job. Another reason as to why observing the characteristic of Satan proves beneficial is that we begin to see a brief connection of suffering with Satan, in the sense of Job begins to suffer because of Satan. That can be drawn right from the first chapter of the book. But this isn't the complete answer to this observation. However, we can see a slight connection.